afternoon. I'm Sean Yao and this is One News Now. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno and Dr. Willie Ong have officially announced their tandem for the 2022 polls. Moreno says they're aiming to push the country's healing after years of polarization due to politics. He also said they are not closing the doors for a team-ups with other candidates. Recall that Moreno begged off from being a nominee of the opposition coalition initiative, Isang Bayan. Moreno asked supporters to back his running mate, Dr. Willie Ong, although he insists that he can work with anybody.
Huwag niyo na akong bigyan ng ibang partner, ha? Awayin na naman ako nun. Sige kayo, 6 na taon na benggahan yan. We are hopeful. Sana may maniwala sa amin. I can work with anybody.
Meanwhile, will Ong bear their COVID-19 strategy should they be elected next year? Ong says they will focus on empowering healthcare workers, procuring top-of-the-line vaccines, and putting up more healthcare facilities.
Mahirap siya, okay? Pero ito yung gagawin. Number 1, yung health workers, napakahalaga. Maraming ospital, maraming bed. Kaya lang demoralize yung mga health workers, doctors and nurses. Talagang susuyuin natin health workers. Number 2, kailangan mas maraming ospital. Number 3, syempre yung bakuna. Kailangan una tayo.
The Food and Drug Administration reiterates that no nasal spray treatment has been approved against COVID-19. In today's Laging Handa briefing, FDA Chief Eric Domingo said the use of such spray method is still undergoing clinical trials abroad. Domingo also said that only nasal sprays for decongesting are approved and available in the market. The FDA is asking the public to be vigilant and cautious in the use and sale of these products.
Either fake o hindi po natin alam kung ano ang laman nito, wag po niyong gagamitin at paki-report po niyo sa FDA para mahuli namin.
Now, the Senate tackled the proposed 2022 budget of the Office of the President earlier today. For the details, Manlas Baños is reporting to us live from Pasig. Man, hi. What were the highlights of the deliberation earlier?
Hi, Sean. Good afternoon. Some senators asked the Office of the President about 100 billion pesos worth of projects that have yet to be implemented. This includes additional scholarship budget for medical students that is still unreleased. Deputy Executive Secretary Michael Ong explains that it needs to be fully vetted by the Budget Department prior to release. But Senator Nancy Binay reminds Ong that there are only 3 months left before the 2021 budget lapses. She deemed this project crucial so that more students can study medicine and become future doctors. Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea promised the Senate panel as they will act on it as soon as possible. The Office of the President is asking for an 8.182 billion pesos budget for 2022, Sean, slightly lower than this year's 8.186 billion pesos. The budget request of the Presidential Management Staff is also lower this year at 751.1 million pesos. Binay questioned the PMS for transferring 36 million pesos to the Procurement Service Department of the DBM. Based on a report from the Commission on Audit, there are PMS funds that has been with the PSDBM for 5 to 7 years already. Sean, the Presidential Management Staff explains that their orders are at different stages of procurement right now, but they are closely monitoring and coordinating with the PSDBM for its completion. Sean?
All right, thank you so much, Manlas Baños, reporting to us live from Pasig City with those updates. We'll have more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. On One News Now, I'm Sean Yao. The Games and Amusements Board, or GAB, is looking into game-fixing allegations in the PBA involving San Miguel Beermen's 3x3 player. Lynn Olivario with that story.
The Games and Amusements Board has summoned basketball player Daniel de Guzman, whose name was linked to alleged game fixing recently in social media.
We want to make sure that the integrity in sports is intact. We understand that he has already denied it publicly, but we still want to talk to him and we want to look into it.
A Facebook post that now has close to 8,000 shares showed screenshots of a supposed Viber conversation with de Guzman, who allegedly gave betting tips in exchange for reward or balato. The now viral post was made after de Guzman supposedly gave a wrong tip in San Miguel's match against Barangay Ginebra last September 10, which resulted in big losses for the bettor. De Guzman was 42nd overall pick by San Miguel back in 2019 and was signed to a one-year deal last season. However, he is not part of the current lineup competing inside the semi-bubble in Bacolor, Pampanga. The cager from Nueva Ecija is instead in the 3x3 lineup of San Miguel.
We're also in touch with the commissioner, and as I understand, he is doing his own independent review and calling the former player as well.
In a report by Spin.ph, de Guzman vehemently denied his involvement through his agent Danny Espiritu. The report also said de Guzman knew the accuser, but insisted that the social media accounts in the post were not his.
We are in government, the due process has to be observed, courtesy, and siyempre lahat, we have to hear all sides. It cannot just be Danny Espiritu who will be speaking for him, but he has to speak for himself.
De Guzman is scheduled to attend the video conference to be conducted by the GAB Professional Sports Division on Friday. His professional license will be permanently revoked if proven guilty of the accusation. For his part, PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall said the league is conducting its own investigation on the matter. For News 5, Lynn Olivario, we are One News.
Artist Bre Johnson's cause of death was asphyxia based on initial autopsy findings. In an interview with Radyo 5, Police Region 1 Director Manny Peralta said asphyxia is the result of either being hanged or strangled. However, Peralta said they did not find any markings on Johnson that would indicate a struggle. Johnson also tested positive for cocaine use based on the PNP's forensic tests.
Ni Brianna ay malinis. Yung mula paa hanggang kamay, buong katawan, likod at harap.
Opo.
Ang meron lang siyang markings ay yung ligature markings doon sa leg niya. Chain ng pusa niya.
Chain ng pusa.
Oo. Oo. Maaring yun ang ginamit niya. Patingin ko, yun nga ang nagamit. Ngayon, di pa natin talaga may deklara na suicide ito or homicide case ito.
Opo.
Kasi baka may makita pang ibang resulta doon sa histopathology.
Let's take a quick look now at today's other top stories. President Duterte calls discussions on booster shots by richer countries selfish in his message at the United Nations General Assembly. Duterte notes a, quote, man-made drought of vaccines as less developed countries struggle to get supply. MMDA Chairman Ben-Hur Abalos says there will be no changes in restrictions for the NCR 1 week into the pilot run of the alert level system. However, they do hope to downgrade to level 3 after the pilot test, noting an improvement in cases. Some 900 households, meanwhile, are currently under granular lockdown in Metro Manila. And House leaders, led by Speaker Lord Alan Velasco, filed a bill seeking to extend the deadline for voters' registration. HB 10261 seeks to compel the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, to move the deadline by a month or until October 31. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.